hello, and welcome along to a brand new place on the internet. However, with some familiar faces, you may know Matt from Drathnor and Fandel from Beyond. You may know Elora, though not her face, from Freedom Chasers and Drathnor. You may know Josh from Anything and Everything There Has Ever Been. And sitting in a rather different seat this evening, you may know Mikayla from Criminal Intent, Drathnor Keep, Fandel and Beyond, the Wardens that we don't stream, and now the one in charge. It's been a moment of anticipation. It is her first time DMing on the Duck Pond, but not her first time DMing overall. This is not her first rodeo. We would hand over to Mikayla. Take it away.
All right. Well, thank you guys for being here. This is exciting. So, yeah, this is our new campaign that we are calling Scales of War. And if you'll allow me, I want to set the scene briefly. Let me put on something less stressful. Okay. So, after hours on the open sea, leaving behind the distant coastline of Waterdeep behind you, the bustle of the city is gone, and now you just have salty air and the creak of the ship. The sun dips low on the horizon as you and a few other passengers relax on the deck of the Marigold, the small passenger ship bound for Dragon's Rest. Aside from the captain and a few ship hands, only one other passenger shares the deck with you four, a quiet but friendly woman named Beldora. Yes, there she is. None of you have shared much beyond nods and scattered small talk, but you've been around each other long enough to get at least a slight sense of one another. That is up until you get closer to the island, and something strange begins to stir in the wind. Within moments, the warm breeze becomes a whipping gale, and the sky darkens unnaturally fast. Sunlight is swallowed by thick clouds spilling in from seemingly nowhere. The Marigold shifts violently as waves rise around you like grasping hands. At your front, there is a sudden flash of arcane blue light, illuminating the faces of the party and the crew. Although you're not a party just yet, but for a moment you have to adjust to the sudden bright light, wiping the spots out of your eyes. There is something up ahead. On a distant cliff top, you see this.
Oh, that's so cool!
The guiding light within the lighthouse observatory sort of flickers and fades and dims as two draconic shapes spiral and clash high above, blasting arcs of lightning into the clouds and at each other. And you can see off to the west. I always mess these up. West to your west, you can see the jagged coast of the island. But at that moment, at the same time, you all hear a piercing, haunting melody coming from above. You see a strange winged creature overhead, a woman maybe, not a bird, not a human, something in between and hungry. You see the captain stumble. His red scarf is whipping wildly in the wind. And then you see his eyes go glassy as he grips the wheel once again. The ship jerks suddenly, violently, towards the distantly jagged rocks. Let's roll initiative.
Holy crap.
Just for reference, if anybody looks over, there's a storage crate in the side of the boat. And there's just two little kobold eyes just occasionally that pop out a little snout from the box and back down. He is currently illusioned in a box.
That crate wasn't there before.
It's been there all along. He has not
We have
left it
a
once.
stowaway.
You guys notice
do
this
have a
crate
stow.
suspiciously not moving at all as the boat is rocked. It stays
Indeed.
perfectly still
It has
somehow.
It has not shifted in the slightest. Do you want our initiatives on Roll20, D&D Beyond, or both? Like, do you need us to
Whatever,
click
you
our
can tell
token, or
me,
like, are you
or
using
can
D&D
roll
Beyond?
it. Oh yeah, you don't even. Yeah, I'm using D&D Beyond. I
Okay,
can
cool.
just type
So
it
we
in.
can just do that. Cool.
And you don't have tokens right now.
My first roll's a nat 20. It lives on.
Oh my god!
We have
Oh,
tokens.
right. Oh my god.
Oh, I see what you
Oh,
mean.
sure,
Right,
yeah,
we
yeah.
won't be using them in thingy, but
Crazy.
yes. What does it mean, as Mikayla said? What does it mean? It means that you rolled it
Wow.
twice, and in her initiative tracker, it's probably a 13.
It did. So I was like, why are you celebrating? I see 13.
It's because I got the stupid bug. It's a nat 20 for 22.
Cool.
Okay. So,
Wait,
yeah.
do I have
the,
higher initiative than our ranger?
You know,
Okay, I
sometimes
do.
things pan out.
That's interesting.
Maybe she's not used to the
There's nothing
sea.
No, I
wrong
just
with
got more
this.
dex
There's
than
nothing
her.
wrong with this.
Yeah, I don't know how used to boats you are, but all right. So first, before anything else, you all hear a sickening crunch and feel the deck jolt violently beneath your feet as the ship collides with one of these jagged rocks. You can feel in your gut that the ship is going to sink. First to act, Morthos, can you describe your character and how you react to this situation?
Yes, okay. Morthos is a blue tiefling who looks just like picture, which I'm not looking at, so it's hard for me to describe him because I don't remember. It's got long black hair, typical tiefling horns, and a nice robe. And he has a mysterious orb that he's wearing as a necklace around his neck. Who knows what that orb is? It's an arcane focus.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, spoilers in episode 1.
It's not supposed to be anything crazy. It's just in his art. But yeah,
Perfect.
as soon as all this happens, he would first look around to see who around looks the most helpless that he could help.
Oh, okay.
Like
Give me a
stabilize
perception
themselves.
check. And then roll me a d6 also.
All right. Well, I got it too.
Okay.
All
That's
right. Well,
fine.
I'm just gonna wait till my perception stops. There's only 3.
Oh
You
my
said,
god.
you said a
So-
D6.
Yeah, d6, please.
3.
Okay. Looking around, you see the wind is like whipping in your face. There's wind and rain, so it's really hard to see anything. You can hear screams all around you. But nearby you do see like a ton of water flooding out from the bottom of the ship, and you see that passenger you met before, Beldora, is like struggling to get out. She was below deck and her clothes are like waterlogged as she is struggling to come above decks.
All right. I'll go help her then. Any way I can.
Okay. Yeah, just give me an athletics check yeah, athletics, I guess, or sleight of hand, just to kind of stabilize yourself and her,
Nice. I'll slide it.
whichever you prefer.
All right. That's a 6.
Okay, you are not able to get a good grip. The ground is too flooded. The water is like up past your calves at this point, so you are slowed down. You're trying to hold on to her and kind of pull her under the water, and then she pulls you back up, kind of shakes you out of it a bit and says, "What's going on?" What? And then she stops for a moment when she sees the dragons in the distance fighting, and yeah, you see her eyes like get huge and kind of terrified.
My little familiar is currently here and with me on my shoulder. I don't know if
Is
you
it
can do anything.
on your shoulder, flying around?
It's on my
Just-
shoulder.
It,
I don't-
I imagine, doesn't like how wet this whole situation
Yeah.
is as a cat. And so maybe, yeah, just kind of flew off your shoulder for a minute as you submerged.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've got Beldora. That is gonna be your turn real quick. Let us move on. to that unmoving crate in the corner. James, could you describe your character, please?
I'm
and
playing
what
a
he
box.
does in this situation.
I'm playing just a crate with a pair of eyes. No, Sassuro is 2 foot 1 inch tall, and he is very proud of the 1 inch. He is a kobold. He is a black kobold, and he wears a blue robe with a big hood that he can use that almost covers his snout. Just the end of his nose pokes out of it when he puts it on. He is almost blind when he has his hood completely up. In one hand, he clutches a wand that he almost never lets go of if there's any magic going on at all. A wand. And in the other hand, he is often gesturing with his magics. He is incredibly shy. He has said nothing to anyone. I mean, people might think he's a stowaway. He probably has tried to listen in to find out what passage costs, and then left the gold in the pocket, if he can, or somewhere near of whoever is in charge. He definitely hasn't done anything in terms of greeting anyone. And as all this situation is going on, he's sort of right now, nobody else can see, but he's looking around, terrified, unsure what to do. One big piece of information that may be relevant in this moment is Sassuro cannot swim.
Oh, that is incredibly relevant. Oh my goodness. Wow.
Yeah, so that's Sassuro. Oh, and I should mention, currently bundled into one bit of his oversized robe, probably up a sleeve, curled away, hating the rain, is Bandit. Bandit is a weasel, and is probably curled around his arm and like halfway down the inside pocket. There's a pocket sewn inside specifically for Bandit. Bandit wears a little candle over his head and has a bandolier, which often carries a potion or other things that Sassuro might need. But right now it is empty, except for a few food rations. And currently he is trying to bury his face both in the pocket and in his own body because he hates the rain.
Aww. Okay, so Sassuro can't swim in a very stressful situation. Water is flying up and onto the ship and over and out. Yeah, I mean, what does Sassuro want to do right now? Stay put? Or are you looking for someone to help you?
No, Sassuro would never look to another person for help. Don't be ridiculous. He trusts in his magic. And so what he's going to do is he's going to lay down sort of like so, and then dig his claws into like if he can find a single plank of the decking, hoping to stay like laid on it if it does break off. And then he is going to cast Mage Hand, and he's going to put the Mage Hand on his own back and like press himself into the
I love that.
into the plank in an attempt to hold himself steady.
Okay.
And then for the first time, people might acknowledge him as in fear. He sort of lets out this cry, this ululating sort of noise, which as everybody hears it, if there was an enemy within 10 feet of me, people have an advantage to attack it. But instead, it is just him really scared.
Aww. And roll me a d6, please.
He lets out his draconic cry. He rolls a 2 on the d6.
Okay, fantastic.
I can use my inspiration on that, right?
Not quite. It's not necessary, as you can hear, the shouting around you. Before you even can see it, you can get like a scent of smoke over the wind and rain. You see that it looks like some oil has spilled on the ship and a fire has started. It's rapidly spreading towards you. Do you want to stay put at this plank or try to find another one?
I'm not sure Sassuro's looking up.
Okay, that's
I think
fine.
he's face down on this plank, just hoping that somehow the fact that this is only
Perfect.
episode 1 will see him through.
Sassuro has a
He's got
little-
claws, so he digs them in.
Okay, cool.
And that is his hope, that even if this one plank breaks off, he's going with it. That will keep
right.
him safe. He might sort of very quietly mutter to Bandit, "It's okay. We're going to be fine."
Yeah, you feel Bandit like trembling on your arm, like you can feel him shaking.
Don't worry, he can feel me trembling all around him. And that's me.
Okay, then we will go next to Peverell. Josh, can you describe your character and what you're doing in this situation?
So Peverell is a Tabaxi. He has like dark grey, black fur, and he's like wearing quite dark grey priestly robes. He's probably had his hood up the whole time with like cutouts for his ears. But as the storms hit, like the hood's been blown down, and as the wind rages, you can probably see like sometimes like a little glimpse of like a shine of the metal of his armor that he's wearing underneath his robes. I think in this moment, like noticing that the captain's eyes kind of glazed over when this fighting started happening and stuff, I'd probably try and rush over to him. And if I can get to him, just say, Captain, are you okay? You don't seem well.
Yeah, roll me a d6 first, and then we'll see about that.
I got a 1.
Okay, so you see the captain like at the other end. He's just like perfectly stoic, just hands on the wheel, still going straight ahead further into the rocks. Like he's clearly under some kind of hypnosis. As you are trying to get to him, you hear this loud, resounding, like cracking sound as the central mast snaps and is toppling down towards you. Give me a dex save real quick to get past him. Get past this, I mean.
Ooh, a 16.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, you are able to dodge out of the way with your cat-like reflexes and scramble over to the captain, who is, as you speak to him, he doesn't respond. It looks like you might have to be a little more forceful to get his attention.
Gosh. I think I'll just kind of grab at it. Oh, I forgot to say, he's also wielding a very simple priest staff. So I'll kind of like grab at his clothes and kind of shake him a little. Captain, whatever spell you're under, wake up! And I'll kind of gently, not like, I don't want to do damage, but I want to kind of like bop him on the head with my staff to try and like break him out of this trance.
No problem. He's gonna roll a wisdom save with advantage to break out of this. Oh, and he gets a nat 20. You see, as you bop him, his eyes clear up, and he looks around, confused and horrified. Says, "What happened here?" He's like panicking a little bit, and he points down towards the other side of the boat and says, "To the rowboat, quickly!" And
sure. I'll start making my way. As I do, I'll keep an eye out for anyone who's stuck or anything, or needs any help. I want to be like the last person
check
off.
real quick.
Okay. Ooh, a 22.
You see an incredibly small kobold laying face down, perfectly flush on the deck, fire is like rapidly going towards him.
I will say though that I haven't dismissed the minor illusion.
Oh, you haven't left
the box still over you.
No.
Oh no.
That perception see through a box.
It's impossible, I believe, from a distance.
Oh.
Yeah, but I think if I've heard get to the rowboat, you might see a crate with a kobold head just popping out of it, looking around desperately. That you might see.
You see him poke out for a minute, looking for some guidance, and then disappear back into this spectral crate.
Yeah, then I'll.
But the rain is passing through.
Yeah.
I'll crouch down and I'll go to knock quite hard on the box.
As this fist slams down next to me,
slams right through it.
I'm just gonna reach up and grab hold of the arm, like an anchor.
Okay, you need to come with me. Okay.
Sassuro just nods. That's it.
I'm probably not strong enough to pick you up, so I'll just.
You are strong enough to pick me up.
I've got 8 strength.
Yeah, I probably weigh less than your satchel.
I can get shot, then I will pick you up.
Just for reference, I am twice the weight that a mage hand can lift.
Okay, so 20 pounds.
So I'm like 28 pounds.
So I'll pick you up in the kind of way so like you can put your arm, so like you're facing me, your arms are like round my neck, like you would like if you're burping a baby. Like I'll pick you up like that and like rush towards the road.
Okay. Next we come to Elora. Can you describe your character for us, please?
So I am playing Nikari. She is an elf. She has a long bow strapped to her back, and she's wearing this long, flowing dress that doesn't make any sense. There's no fashion like this that you've ever seen. It just is weird. You've seen like little hints of leather armor underneath, but she's currently hauling herself back over the edge because before all this started, she was like peering down into the water in curiosity, and a bit of a wave just sort of knocked her like right over the railing. So she's hauling herself back over onto the deck.
Yeah.
And
so you. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. As I was gonna say, as I look around, I see like one person's trying to help somebody out from underneath the deck. Somebody just pulled a small dragon out of a box somehow.
Yes, and you heard the captain yell pointing to the rowboat over to the side. What would you like to do?
I'm just gonna try to make my way there as quickly as possible.
Sure, give me a d6.
5.
Okay. You hear that sound again. That kind of beautiful voice coming at you. It seems that whatever charmed the captain has noticed her spell is broken, and she is kind of circling back around singing that song again. Give me a wisdom save. This is against being charmed, which I think you have advantage.
I apparently don't, as this kind of elf.
Not as an Eladrin.
What?
We get too much other good shit. That's why. They're like, something has to go, we'll throw that away.
Yeah. As you can see, this creature coming in closer, you are the first to get like a good look at this kind of woman-bird hybrid, this harpy, as she soars, trying to hypnotize you.
This guess?
And you are able to easily shake it off and avoid her song, and cross towards the rowboat. You are able to get across. Would you like to hop right in or anything?
I think I will, because I don't think I really noticed that there was anything weird with the captain, so as far as I know, this woman's just singing.
Fair enough. Okay. Last to go is Beldora, who is with you, Morthos. She's gonna hear the captain point towards the rowboat and helping you up out of the water, says, "Come on, this way, let's go." The two of you, as you are trying to get to the rowboats, you feel the deck lurch beneath your feet. Give me a dex save, Morthos, and Beldora will as well. Oh,
I won't actually get off of the boat
until what?
Until everyone else is off.
Oh, perfect.
Is it only the captain, Beldora, and us?
There are a couple of like ship hands. You saw at least one person fall overboard. Yeah, Morthos and Beldora,
15.
You guys are able to get across. Keep your balance as the boat kind of nearly goes like upright. You can see that it's like getting very low to the water now. Beldora hops in the boat immediately and says, "What are you waiting for?"
Go. I'll be there soon.
Okay. So yeah, she's there with Nikari, just looking kind of maybe confused at you staying. Give me a perception check. We're actually back around at the top at Morthos, so we'll just go right to you to see if you can spot anyone else who needs help.
Alright, that is a... Is my familiar helping me, by any chance?
Yeah, why not?
Nice.
Nova can fly, so they're probably, giving you a
17.
good vantage point. Oh, nice.
Nova will use reaction to give me a +2. It's a 19.
Wow.
You can do that twice a day.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so yeah, you see Peverell, the Tabaxi, who you are a little familiar with, helping out the small kobold. You see the captain, who is like looking around for his men, and you actually see one of the other sailors at that moment get like scooped up by the harpy. She dives down and basically grabs him and takes to the air. You see him like kicking and screaming as he is being carried away.
Well, can't fly. I'm assuming it's out of my reach to like grab.
It's out of your reach to grab. You could like throw a spell at her if you wanted to.
I will immediately look up and attack the harpy.
Sure. Roll to hit.
Alright, let's see. Pew! 22.
Holy hell. Yeah, that hits. Give me your damage, and I'll roll to
Phew.
see if she can hold on to this guy.
4. Force damage.
Okay. She takes that damage and rolls really badly. So you see as she is blasted with this force, the sailor slips out of her hands and is plummeting down. It was about maybe 30 feet up at that point. So he's not necessarily dead, but I'll roll. You see him disappear into the ocean.
Oh gosh, is that high enough for the ocean to feel like a concrete floor?
I wouldn't say it's that hard, but the ocean is like really violent right now, so he was kind of swept onto the waves.
So none of us are getting in the water and swimming, is what you're saying?
That is what I'm saying.
Alright.
Unless you have
Odds
swim
against
speed.
it.
I would have jumped in the water if I knew it wasn't certain death, but I obviously cannot jump in the water.
No, that's okay. You did well. Anything else? You're just here waiting by the rowboat, right?
I'm simply just waiting at the edge of the big boat to help anyone else off.
All right. Sassuro, you are with this Tabaxi cleric who just helped you out.
I don't know how the Tabaxi cleric's going to feel about this, but I would like to clamber up their arm until I'm got my sort of front paws over his shoulders, so I'm like holding on, like I'm a rucksack.
Okay.
And then I will use prestidigitation to like. You're wearing robes, right? They have a hood.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so I'm prestidigitating like the hood and the top of the shoulders to warm them up.
Well, the thing is that my hood
comfortable.
has little cutouts for his ears, so you could sit in the hood with your legs coming through the holes.
Okay, that's really cute, and I'm not getting papoosed.
Oh my gosh.
Sassuro's a grown adult, so instead he will prestidigitate the hood so that both you and he have a bit more warmth, knowing that it's cold and it's
Aw.
raining. You know, he's alternating between warming and drying. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much all he can do.
Okay, that's
And
fine.
I will hope. I might sort of go, sorry. That's about it. As he holds on tight to you. Yeah, I'm sorry because he's gripping onto you quite tightly, and
That's all right. That's all right, little one. Just keep yourself safe.
Okay.
Right.
Peverell, you are up next. This fire on the deck is growing. The mast is gone. The ship is very quickly taking on water. People are waiting in the rowboat.
Is there no one else left on the ship?
Just the captain, who acts right after you,
Okay.
And me.
and Morthos, who's right by the boat.
Okay, that's great. So seeing that harpy like snatch that guy, and then seeing Morthos like zap her with his magic, I'm realizing what is happening. I will follow suit, and I will conjure some like pale golden energy and fire it off as I cast Celestial Burst.
Okay.
You're attacking the
Roll
harpy?
to hit.
Yes.
You just hear, oh no! In your ear, really quietly.
That is a 13 to hit.
13 hits.
Nice.
So this burst of radiant light just flies out at her. She's like illuminated for a second in the
Yes.
wind and rain. You could see.
7 radiant damage.
Wow! Oh my gosh, good
Ignore me.
damage.
Trying to read that, not cast it.
All right. Yeah, she takes that damage. You hear her song is like interrupted with the screech for a second. Anything else for your turn?
Is there... Oh, shit, I mean, I'm assuming if there was anyone unconscious in the sea, they'd be dead. Is there... And there's no one else on the boat apart from those two. Is there anyone that looks particularly hurt or wounded in the boats?
Give me. I think you can see. Actually, it's pretty lit up with the fire and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you see like a corpse, like a body under the mast, but you don't see anyone still alive, like injured around.
Okay, cool. But then yeah, that's my turn.
Okay.
Are we getting on the rowboat, Josh?
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
I want to wait till the other two do, but seeing that they're very close and that they're the only ones left, then yes, I will.
Yeah, the
place
captain is
myself on the
dashing
rowboat.
right towards you
Yes,
on his
and I will
turn,
just-
getting on the rowboat. And at that point, the boat is clear. You guys are free to lower down into the violent waters. The harpy seems to have been scared off, and you, row.
I was about to cast Fireball.
Well,
Sure,
you're holding
you
back
were.
this whole
I
time.
was about to cast Fireball, honest. Just in the harpy's eyes, not perhaps in the eyes of the DM.
The captain grabs one of the oars and looks to Morthos for you to help him with the other one, and you guys start rowing towards the coast of the island. Let's go there. Give me just a second.
You just hear in your ear, "Thank you, mister. Should I get down?" Yeah.
Only if you want to. It's okay if you want to wait until we get to actual safety. I know this could be very scary.
Ooh.
Sassuro looks down, like, how much space is there in the rowboat? Like, is everybody cramped together?
You are, let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mediums. Yeah, it seats 6, so you guys are like almost at capacity.
5 mediums and 1 small, right?
Like Titanic rowboats.
Yeah.
I'll sort of go, "Oh, okay," and then I'll jump down, and I will wedge myself between like Peverell's right leg and someone else's left leg, or the other way. So like I'll wedge in, and then as a sort of comfort thing, not because it provides any real help, I will manifest a sort of like a cloak that's like been discarded like over the top of me, so that nobody sees me, and then I'll start shivering and sort of muttering quietly to myself, "What a terrible idea."
So yeah, you guys are able to steer the little rowboat through the waters as you get close to the shore. The worst of the waves kind of died down a bit. You just the little rowboat takes some damage on its way, but you are able to land on the shore. Oot. There you go.
I love the super spoilery music name that I've just seen.
Intro, Harpy Danger. Get used to my naming.
I will try to never look. I will try to never look.
Because that's how I keep track of. Where does this go? Oh, yeah.
Until you want to reuse the same track of music. And then it's
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
why am I playing
And then
Intro
I'm-
Harpy Danger and we're halfway up a mountain?
Then it'll just be a red herring, you know?
Yeah, cool, I like that.
Okay, so you guys
Are we getting out the
slowly
boat?
emerge onto shore. You get onto the sands. Yeah, the waterlogged survivors. And I'm gonna ask you to hang on because you're not out of initiative just yet.
Oh. Yeah, I was trying to be
Yes.
next to Peverell because I was
Oh,
holding
that's
onto his
sweet.
leg, right?
That's fair.
There we
That's
go.
very fair.
Thank you.
As yeah, so you got the 4 of you, Beldora and the captain, the survivors of this You all kind of take a moment there, catch your breath, and looking for a moment, you see that whatever that fight was on the other side of the island with the dragons seems to have died down. And with it, the storm. It seemed like those two things were connected. And then you see a humanoid shape wash up on the beach near you. It looks like one of the sailors maybe, washes up near Beldora, actually. She reaches down to check on them and then jumps back as this creature reaches out at her and goes for a bite. As you see, the sailor that you were just sailing with rises as a zombie.
Oh.
Okay. Oh yeah, he's gonna hit. So you see this thing on the ground latches on to Beldora and like bites into her arm. She lets out a scream of pain. That is the zombie. Nikari, you are next to act. You see a couple more of these shapes floating towards you in the water, but they aren't there just yet. And one has grabbed onto Beldora. Oh, let me put the captain.
Yeah, these ones I am certain mean us harm, so I'm going to immediately pull out my bow and draw.
All right.
For a 14.
14 will hit, of course. Your damage.
For 11 piercing damage.
Holy crap, that's a lot of damage. Yeah, this guy looks very injured. This arrow goes like right through his neck, almost severing it in one hit. He's got a nearly headless Nick thing going on. And yeah, that is that. Anything else for your turn?
If I see a bunch more floating nearby, I'm really debating here. I'm going back and forth.
Whoa.
Is Sassuro like clutching on to Peverell right now?
I'm holding the edge of his robes with one hand, and I'm holding my wand with the other. But it's clear that Sassuro is ready to act. Like he's going to do something this turn. That's not cower.
Okay, then I'm actually going to move over here, and I'm going to put my hands on Beldora, and I'm going to say, back away, and I will use my phase step to teleport her
Whoa.
30 feet
That's
away.
Cool.
Can you
Oh my
then
gosh.
continue to retreat, or are you stuck there now?
Basically, a portal will open behind her that she can just step back into, and then since I walked somewhat nearby, I will back up this way a bit. And I'll put
Cool.
her, like, back on the rocks.
I love that. She looks very confused for a second. Says, "What? Thanks." You see, she pulls out a little sling that she winds up getting ready to attack herself.
Shouldn't attack yourself.
Let's see. She will roll. Oh my god.
Sorry, Mikayla, did
think
you say there were
Sling has
2
four
other
actions.
zombies that were somewhere?
Yeah, you see 2 other like shapes in the waves floating
okay.
closer. Yeah, that's like she's gonna miss with her sling, but
Fuck was that?
she did her best. She slides down the rocks and kind of starts heading towards the steps over here, not wanting to have anything to do with this. She's actually kind of yelling at you guys, let's get out of here. But that is her turn. And yeah, then you see these shapes in the water wash up right at your feet, actually, Peverell and Morthos. And they are both going to take try to take some bites out of you.
That one's a captain!
Oops, sorry.
He's
not
such
the
a common
captain.
mistake.
There he is. He's regular.
Oh no.
There's a
Spoiler,
captain coming!
if you didn't save the captain, he would have been zombified as well.
Sick. That's really cool.
Yeah, I had him ready to go. Excuse me. What is his
Is this the
plus?
captain?
Yeah, I just put a commoner.
No, that's fine. I was just double checking, right?
That's a... Jeez, he rolled high. 21 to hit. Peverell. Don't... Okay, he's going to latch on to you. So it's kind of like being grappled. As he takes a little bite. What the hell? For 4 piercing damage. He chomps down at your leg.
He bites me. I say, "Oh, get off, you abomination!"
And the other one, for Morthos, that's a 12 to hit.
Nice. My AC's a 13.
Okay, this one just misses. It reaches out and the water washes him back. You are able to step back. We're back at the top with Morthos. You've got these 3 zombies in front of you. One is very close to death over here. Let me mark him.
I'm gonna whisper something into Nova's ear, and then he's gonna lurch forward and attack.
Oh my god,
I don't know
what a good cat.
I don't know if familiar rules are the same for all familiars or if warlocks are different, but with my pact to the...
When you take the attack action, you can forego.
Yeah.
So if you don't attack, then he can attack instead.
Yeah. So,
Sure.
Nova will rend, whatever that means.
Like tear him up with his claws.
Yeah. It's D20 plus 5. Oh no, it's a 9.
Well, they do have low armor class, but
It's not that low.
It's not that
it's
low.
not quite that low.
Damn shame. It does a lot more damage than I do.
That's all right.
Yeah, I will. That's it. Nova's chilling with me.
All right.
Flying.
Sassuro, you're next.
Okay, this is going to determine how a lot of this campaign goes. So, I have 2 questions. First of all, is Peverell grappled?
Yeah.
Okay. That might change things a little bit, but we'll see. The second question is illusions, right? So, it says physical interaction with the image reveals it to be an illusion, since things can pass through it, right? And then a creature that takes a study action to examine the illusion knows it's an illusion, right? So traditionally, you have to take an action to see if it's an illusion. If I tell my companions it's an illusion, can they forego that study action and see through the illusion?
Yeah. That
Great.
makes sense to me.
So I'm going to cast Wall of Fire in a 15-foot line,
Jesus.
like this, but between us. So like here.
Okay.
Well, technically it is here, right? And I'll say,
Okay.
don't worry, it's not real. And hopefully this will cut off their vision, so they cannot see through it unless they study with it, whatever. And once I have done that, I'm going to test this theory, because the wall is between me and that zombie, and I am going to run away. And hopefully, because it cannot see me, it cannot take an opportunity attack.
It also is not going to opportunity attack while it's latched on to Peverell. So yeah.
So we don't know whether the theory is successful or not yet.
I'm sorry.
That is fine.
Let's hope they don't understand common and don't
I am
understand
probably going to go here.
explanation.
That's assumed, right? And then as I go, I'm going to launch raise my arm and go, get him! And Bandit is going to latch onto the face of this zombie in an attempt to take the help action, the next attack against this particular... Oh, I didn't mean to do that ping. I don't even know what that ping was. The next attack action against that guy will be at advantage.
Okay, beautiful. Little Bandit, all dripping wet. He's kind of looking feral now, is hissing at this thing.
I have to ask, did a wall of fire just appear in front of this zombie and then out through it?
Cable.
A weasel just came and latched onto its face?
Exactly that.
Oh, that's
exactly that. I think I might have slipped it around the side, but sure. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, maybe I'll even with the silent image, I may even have some of the flames coming from Bandit. Like he's a
Whoa.
flaming beast, not a weasel.
His little candle relights.
Yeah, exactly that. But also, he's just got, he's got a face full of flame. He looks like a terrifying creature right up in their face. And that's me over there.
Okay. The nearly dead zombie is not going to have a thing to do with that wall of fire and go for the captain.
Good.
Okay. 9 plus 3. I mean, he's just a guy. Yeah, he's going to hit. Let's see. The captain is grappled and pretty hurt. Not dead, but you see this zombie, very hurt, head barely hanging on, takes a big bite at his neck, and the captain is grappled. That's those guys. Peverell, you're next.
Does the captain and Beldora look like they're capable of combat, or no?
Beldora does have a weapon. The captain has, well, they both have weapons. The captain looks maybe like his dagger is just kind of in case of emergency. Beldora looks a little, she's kind of, it's hard to tell. She wears like a big coat, and you saw her with a sling. You don't know how combat capable she is with it. She missed before. So.
Doesn't tell you a huge amount, though, to be fair.
But then also Nikari's over there and assumably is going to kill that zombie.
Yeah, you just saw her do a lot of damage.
So, yeah, I think I'll leave that. I think I will... So I'll have disadvantage having a range attack against the zombie on me, but then the otter giving advantage will balance that out to neutral.
Wow.
You leave my weasel alone! He's a weasel!
Oh, they all look the same.
It'll be a straight roll then.
Okay, great. Then I will fire off like this.
Oh, cute!
I'll fire off some holy damage with my celestial burst.
Oh, I
so it's
love
this
that.
like pale gold that I try to shoot at this thing. That is a 13 to hit.
That hits.
Nice.
Let him have it.
That is 4 radiant damage.
Ooh, okay. You see his like skin is stinging with this holy light. Maybe he really is starting to believe this fire is serious business. Anything else for Peverell?
I don't like being on 6 health, but
Are you
still
ungrappled, or are you still grappled?
I think I'm still grappled.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that's me.
Okay. Next is the captain, who is in a real state, but he's going to try and I think he'll just try to break the grapple because he's very hurt. Not going to try to attack. Okay. Yeah, he rolled pretty good and has athletics. He's going to disengage the hell out of here. Run towards the steps. Why? Okay. Do you see 2 of him, or is my roll 20 just freaking out?
Nope, he walked away and then fell into the sand and disappeared.
Okay.
And just like that, he was dead.
Let me refresh it then.
Bring back the zombie captain. He's turned now.
Okay, yeah. After that, Nikari, you are up. Let's go.
Yeah, okay, it's not gonna be much use against him, but I'm gonna cast it anyway. I'm gonna cast Hunter's Mark. It's a bonus action.
Cool.
And then I'm going to take another shot at this guy. Hopefully finishing him off. That's a 17 to hit.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. He's a done deal.
For 7 damage. Okay.
Oh, yeah. You finish the job of knocking his head right off. And he collapses in a heap.
Nice. First
There he
death
goes.
of the game.
That's right.
Second, that guy fell off the ship earlier.
He could be alive. You
I think
know.
we're
But then
fighting him.
He came back. These
We're
guys,
fighting him.
Yeah. These are the same. You recognize like their clothes and stuff. These are the same sailors you were just sailing with.
So I know that the fire is an illusion, but can I see through it?
Yeah.
That's the rule I double checked. I don't know whether
Okay.
Mikayla's going to rule it that they can't see through it till they investigate it with an action or put their hand through it, but certainly you can see through it.
Okay. Then I'm gonna move up this way to join everybody else.
Okay. That is then these orders are wrong because Beldora's Nat 1 should be ahead of the zombies' Nat 1s. So she will try again. She'll get a little closer to try with her sling, so she's not at disadvantage.
Come on, Beldora.
Okay, that's better.
I believe in
She
you.
is gonna hit. You see, she winds up this sling and pops this one that's grabbing.
If they
you,
cannot see
right in
through the
head.
illusion, that should be an advantage.
Oh,
Because she is not seen by them.
that's true. Okay, she doesn't crit.
Ah,
But-
well, worth a try.
You see, she does. What is it like? 4. Wow. You see, with one hit, she finishes this thing off.
Yes!
Nice.
She does 14 damage. As you see, she gets maybe a little sneak attack going.
Oh my goodness.
And then she's going to step away. Again, not endangering herself anymore.
Mhm.
Okay, now the zombies are gonna go.
Sorry, did you
Oh,
say
is
this
it
one's
finished?
dead, then?
Yes, the one grabbing Peverell she
Cool.
finished it off. And now that's all that's remaining is this last zombie who's going to try again at Morthos. Oh, brother. Did even worse than last time to hit. So, yeah, that's a 10. Is not going to do it. Back at the top, Morthos. This guy is just impotently trying to grab at your feet.
I'll whisper again. A Nova will attack.
Oh, okay.
Pew!
Kitty.
13.
Is
13
Nova
will hit.
attacking from... Oh, okay, doesn't matter. Good.
Yeah. Alright, so it is a 1d4 plus 3 slashing. So 4 slashing plus
Mhm.
2d6 radiant.
Jesus.
Christ.
Nice.
6 radiant.
Very
6
cool.
radiant,
Strong.
4 slashing. Yeah, it's strong lower level. And he has 24 hit points as well. Way more than all of us.
Way more.
Yeah.
What a good cat.
Yeah.
This guy looks
This
very
thing's
hurt.
strong.
Nova's just going at him with the claws.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else?
yeah. No. Nova's standing there looking fierce.
Are you
That's
staying
it.
in melee range, Matt?
Yes, I'm staying with
Okay,
that familiar.
All right.
Um,
Sassuro.
so I will condense the flames so that this wall of fire sort of curves around this zombie, sort of like encircling it completely. So basically I'm condensing it so it literally is like... Oh, can I do a line like... Well, let me do a line. There we go. It's going to circle it like this, right? So it's like a little
Imprison
square.
him.
Yeah, it is. It is like a circular prison of flame. And like the flames are getting closer. It might notice that they're not hot, but it's a zombie. I mean, how bright is it? And then I will say, come on, nice cat friend. And can you bring Bandit? Well, I probably wouldn't say cat friend. Sorry, I probably would say, come on, nice Tabaxi friend. And can you bring Bandit? I know what a Tabaxi is. And whether you like it or not, Peverell, Bandit is going to leap to land on your shoulder.
Aww.
whether you consent to bring him
Infested
or
with
not.
animals today.
I'm not an animal! But yeah, he will land on your shoulder if you will allow.
All right.
Sure.
Then Peverell, you're up next.
Oh, sorry,
This Zombies encased in flames.
Is this a staircase?
Yes, that is the staircase.
Great, I'm there.
Perfect. Yeah, everyone's trying to get out. Beldora, the captain, you guys are all fighting to get to the stairs first. You're up,
I'm
Peverell.
gonna reach out with my hand and say, "Begone, foul creature!"
Nice.
As I fire off another celestial burst.
And hopefully you'll still have advantage, because I don't think that zombie can see out of a wall of flame.
No, he can't see out of this prison.
Ooh, that is a 21.
Hell yeah. Super duper hits.
Nice.
Finish him.
That is 6 radiant damage.
Oh, please describe how you finish off the last
Woo!
zombie.
Yeah, so I reach out with my hand as this pale golden energy fires off and it kind of like burns away at the zombie as it kind of writhes in pain before just kind of like laying there on the ground, like letting go of our poor Warlock.
I love that. And with that, you guys have survived a combat. Everyone kind of looks around, catching their breath. You guys see you who survived the shipwreck. The captain, very injured, lets out a deep sigh as he looks at the remains of his ship. But he says, well, we should get some rest up at the monastery. It's just this way. And he points at the staircase behind you guys.
Yeah, I'd like to wait for Peverell to get to me, because I'm not going back out towards the sea. But I'll just wait.
Well, before I go anywhere, I'm sure I probably might know if there's any ways to prevent undead from rising again. Do I know if there's any, like, simple things to do?
Oh, give me, let me see, actually. Give me a religion check, and you can use your wisdom. I forgot to change this for you.
Ooh, I will change it now.
I think when you go 2024 Cleric, Josh, you may want to go back, though. I made the silly mistake of changing religion and arcana to wisdom for Mark on a Sunday, and then new 2024 gives your wisdom modifier to arcana and religion checks, and he had like a plus 16. I was like, what is that?
Oh, wow. Okay, so they wised up.
That's a 19 for the religion check.
Nice. So, yeah, the one you just finished off with radiant damage, you see him like sizzling, and you kind of know that he's not going to rise again. You think just taking any kind of radiant damage or like a very strong like finishing blow will prevent them from rising, aka critical hit, aka if you just hit them while they're already down, they will just stay dead.
Yep.
So, yeah, with like your radiant damage, it's very easy to prevent these guys from getting back up.
Cool, yeah, then I'll just go to the other two, then I just fire a couple of celestial
Don't worry,
bursts and then
Nova
just
did
look at
radiant
measure.
damage already to this one.
Oh yeah, Nova did that too. Yeah.
And I'll also just very quietly like put my hands together and lower my head and just quietly say a prayer to Kalimvar, just to in hopes of guiding the people that the spirits that once inhabited these bodies, and help them move on to the next life.
Nice. You feel with that same religion check, actually, you feel kind of like Kalimvar wants something of you. You think, yeah, you were on the right track dealing with these zombies, and he likes what you're doing so far.
Nice. I'm being gently patted on the back by God.
Exactly. Says, good job, son.
Yeah, and then I'll take me and the squirrel.
Don't even.
I'll take me and the
Don't make me
weasel.
post more pictures in the Discord to explain what Sassuro is not.
Before I get to Sassuro, I would just like to go over to the captain. Can I just check that wound for you?
Oh, he like moves aside like his collar. You can see a big gash at his neck. Like he's trying to keep pressure on it. But he says, I know there's a healer up at the monastery.
Will you be alright until we get there?
I mean, I won't turn down healing if you're offering.
Well, above table, I wasn't. I
was offering him aid, but not spell slots.
Because I don't have like a healer's care or anything. I didn't have.
No, you can just give me a medicine check to try and just stop the bleeding.
Yeah, make him put the pressure
exactly
on
what I
wanted.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. That is a 24. Oh, great.
Perfect. Yeah, you were able to take like some of his scarf and tie it in such a way that the blood is not gushing out anymore. And he says,
Perfect.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
finally getting here. Oh, go on.
Yeah, sorry. No, sorry, Elora, you go, because I've been hogging everything.
I'm just gonna be, as I walk, I'm gonna be like taking up the rear as we head up. And I'm just scanning the skies still, looking for that harpy or for anything else.
Ooh. Give me a perception check.
That is not good. But I have a +4, so 9.
That's alright. You're level 1. You see that the clouds are like dispersing pretty suddenly. Like about as suddenly as they came on. It seems very unnatural. And yeah, in the distance towards where the ship wrecked, you can see some kind of shape in the sky flying away from where you guys are now. You're not sure if it's the harpy or one of those little dragons or something else, but you see something flying away.
Cool.
Right, Josh is ignoring Roll20 chat. He's been pinged.
I'm sorry, I didn't get any.
There was just this expectant moment where everybody waited for you to look at it and nothing happened.
Sorry, I did.
No need.
That's all right. It's too late. She's seen it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I also was coming to you, Sassuro, so I was not.
It's fine. Guidance is a touch spell. I know. I was mostly curious to future reference, and it's just funny.
No, I do have guidance. I do have guidance.
Perfect.
Yes.
As you're walking over, Sassuro is going to raise his wand, and you'll see him like do a little flick, and the flames will sort of rise upwards into this sort of 15-foot creature. That's sort of like it's a shaggy giant. It's got this green mossy fur across its chest. It's holding a huge club, and it looks sort of ready to beat back any zombies. It's not going to last all that long, but it'll last sort of 9 minutes of just standing there, which should hold the fort while we leave. Once Peverell gets to me, I'll reach out my hands and sort of, Bandit! And as he jumps, I'll grab him and I'll sort of, you notice me sort of like stretch him out like a, sort of like I'm inspecting him at all angles and making sure he's okay. And then I like put him in my pocket. Thank you so much. I'm Sassuro.
Nice to meet you, Sassuro. My name is Peverell.
Peverell. Thank you, Peverell, for helping me on the boat. I've only been on one boat before, and it wasn't on the sea, and it didn't move up and down. This was really scary.
Well, thank you for your magic. Very useful. You're very well trained.
Thanks. I read a lot. And then Sassuro sort of, as soon as you like start like addressing him directly, you just see him get more and more nervous. And then he starts just like cuddling, looking down at Bandit, and he sort of waits for you to go first, like you and Beldora, to walk like behind you. Partly because he's not going to lead the way, but mostly because he doesn't think you will talk to him out of your back. And he doesn't. He started the conversation, but he's glad it's over. So I'll wait there, and yeah, I'm gonna be back in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Morthos is just gonna quickly look over his shoulder and look up a little bit. He's just gonna sigh and shake his head, and then move forward.
You see, Beldora looks to you, Morthos, and Nikari, and like gives each of you a nod and says, "Thanks for the help back there. I wasn't expecting this kind of welcome to the island."
You don't have to worry about me leaving anyone behind. I'm just gonna look towards Peverell. Peverell, nice to see you again.
If only under different circumstances.
Sure, we'll catch up very soon.
I hope so.
Matt, was it Peverell who said that too?
Yeah.
Yes, honey.
I'm going to look back at Beldora. I'm sorry. Did you know those men well?
No, I was just sailing to this island too. That she like lowers her voice as the captain walks by, looking like very sad, and she's like, that sucks what happened to them, but at least we got out. And yeah, the captain is
part of the crew.
No, she was also a passenger with you guys. So yeah, it was the captain and his 3 crewmates, and the captain, the only survivor. he starts up the stairs, leading you guys up this kind of long, winding path towards the monastery. And it is like nighttime now, so it's obviously dark out. But you get a good look at like the setup of this island for the first time. Following this long, windy path that's like carved into the cliffs and the stone here, you start to see these like doorways that are carved into the rock walls here. Like, looks like various little, gosh, I don't want to say caves because they're not caves, but they're like little domiciles carved into the cliffs here. And you see they've got these little like garden plots set up. And then following the winding path, like with your eyes, it goes up quite a distance. You see it passes a large statue of a dragon and then stops, like ends at this columned temple at the very top of the cliffs.
We're visiting the fucking Parthenon. Sick.
Yeah, this art is fantastic.
Hey, thank you. It took an effort.
Oh, it didn't come with a book? This is you?
No.
Oh, sick. I suppose colored art never comes with a book, does it? They're never that kind.
No.
Cool.
So, yeah, as you guys get up, or as the captain leads you up.
She knew we'd get here. She just thought we'd get here 12 hours ago because it's bright daylight in the pitch.
No, I was like, I'm not going to bother. This is how the island
kidding.
looks all the time.
Yeah.
All right. You follow the captain up this winding path where you start to see some movement. You see a few people like poking their heads out of these little stone doors. And yeah, very quickly you get the attention. It looks like this place is mostly like lights are out and people are in bed because it's kind of late. But you actually see a decent sized group of like these small figures come rushing out to see. You see it is a group of kobolds rushing out to greet you guys. They look...
I'm going to try and
There you
hide
go.
behind Peverell.
There's kobolds. You see the kobolds are looking at the group of you, kind of looking back and forth between each other curiously. Just kind of having a stare down for the moment. The captain says, please, can you get Elder Runara? And one of them nods and runs off. And the other kobolds, there's like 6 of them, just kind of standing, staring at you all. Till eventually one pipes up and says, what's your name? Looking at
I'm
Morthos.
gonna say back in Draconic.
Oh!
Morthos.
Ooh, yeah, they look at each other. They're kind of like, ooh, Draconic. They look impressed. And as soon as you say that, the questions kind of start coming out. Like, for all of you, they kind of swarm and like, where are you from? What is that? Why are you here? Hey, what happened? You look really hurt. Just like a lot of questions barraging you guys.
Peverell, you hear a very quiet whisper as I message you, saying, not all kobolds are good. You should be careful.
Yes, I will allow it.
What do you mean you will allow it? It's a message spell. You don't get a
I
choice.
said by what I said. I'm assuming, Mikayla, that I know who's doing it before I allow it or not.
Yeah.
What do you mean allow it? I'm not speaking telepathically to you.
Spoilers.
I'm not speaking
Aren't you
telepathically.
using a
No,
message?
no. It's just a whisper.
It does.
It's a whisper
technically
that comes from a distance.
whisper.
This is not into
So you
your
just
mind.
hear it.
You just hear a whisper in your ear. Yeah, that's why I said you don't get to decide.
Sorry, my apologies. Forget everything I just said. Forget everything I just said. What did you say?
He said not all kobolds are bad.
No, not all
He said not all
are
kobolds are bad or
good.
good.
Other way
Not all
around,
kobolds
yeah,
are
yeah.
good. Not all
You're
kobolds
right.
are good.
I couldn't remember what I said, but Matt's kindly informed me.
Not
So I
all
would have said,
kobolds are good.
not all kobolds are good. You should be careful. Don't tell him too much.
And then I can whisper back, right?
Mm-hmm.
As part of that message.
You can effectively just murmur with your mouth, and I will hear it as a whisper.
Yeah. Oh. Then I will say, that is true of all races.
My clan were evil.
Very nice.
James?
My clan were evil. Sorry, Sassuro's going to speak so quietly all the time. But basically, my clan were evil. He booms out into your mind.
I will. I'll message back. Well, I am pleased that you are free of them.
I don't send a third message. That's just overkill.
I'm sick of yammering.
Not to myself. But yeah, I will not at any point. I'm just going to try and hide from these kobolds until they go away.
Have we made it all the way up to here, or are we like on one of these lower platforms?
You guys are kind of near, like, you're approaching the dragon statue. So that's like towards the middle. It's kind of like a center plaza area. That's like where you're waiting right now.
Okay. I'm doing that thing where I'm kind of like edging toward it, but like I have to stay with the group. But I'm kind of like wanting to go up. Just like I'm at the top of the steps going, well, maybe if I just go a step further.
Yeah, no one is stopping you. As you get like a little further ahead, you see two more figures actually approaching. One tall and one small. You see it is another kobold who looks like wearing a lot of little like accessories, like these potion type things looking almost. Here she is. And you see next to her is a human woman. She's got this kind of weathered like brown skin, this white hair that's in these braids, very kind looking eyes, and you see she has this necklace or amulet on that is very much like, it reminds you of a like stylized scale, like a bronze scale. And as soon as they pull up, the kobold with all the accessories kind of wrangles the other kobolds. She says, all right, keep it down, everyone, calm down. Gets them kind of in order, and they fall silent as this human woman starts talking, very respectful. And she looks you all over, gives you like a polite bow, and says, welcome. I am Elder Runara. Welcome to Dragon's Rest. I'm sorry your arrival was so eventful, but we would offer you, of course, our hospitality and anything you would need to rest and recover.
Thank you for receiving us.
Of course, she like goes over to the captain and gives him like a kind hug. It seems like they know each other, and she looks like very apologetic about what happens. And she says, come, please. She shows you guys to more of these little like carved out rooms, essentially. They are not like huge, but there are there's room for like a bed and a desk in each one. And yeah, she says, you can rest here for the night. I would be happy to show you around in the morning. I know you had a stressful time this evening.
Sassuro will sort of make himself known at some point during this, like, walking around, just so that he does actually get a room.
Yeah.
But it's very reluctantly, and he says nothing.
Oh, she looks at you and gives you, like, a soft smile. And she says, hello there. Have you met the other kobolds here?
He shakes his head.
That's fine. There's no rush. They will be
I prefer
very
other
curious.
people.
Oh, is that so? You will have people to meet.
All the kobolds I've ever met are mean, angry, evil.
Oh. She looks very, like, sympathetic when you say that. She says, it's true, kobolds can sometimes lose track of their better nature. We We try to foster an air of respect and kindness here, though. But you won't be
It's good.
pressured to meet anyone when you're not ready, please. And yeah, she will show you each to a room where
the
you
bed's all
can rest.
full-sized, human-sized.
Yes.
So Sassuro will get a pillow or like
It's
a cushion,
huge.
put it halfway down the bed, and then curl up on the cushion.
Perfect.
He's used to using these adult beds. He's not interested in the whole bed. He feels lost.
Okay. Yeah, so unless there's anything you want to do in the night, you guys are free
Yes.
to long rest.
So-
What did you want to do?
I just want to ask a question.
Mm-hmm.
The dragon statue outside, does it represent anyone? Is it a representation of anyone specific?
Oh, yeah, she shows you to it. You see there's an engraving at the bottom. It says, Astalagan, the founder of the Dragon's Rest. I'll write his name.
Astalagan. That's a name.
Astalagan.
Does, does the... Obviously, he's depicted in stone, but would we know what color dragon he is?
Make a history check.
Yeah, would we also have ever heard of this dragon? Is it like common knowledge?
He's like semi-famous, and people who have been to or heard of this island would definitely have heard of him. So yeah, give me a history check.
14.
Okay. I think
Plus two.
Sassuro,
You sure, mate? Oh, okay.
Plus 2 for my speech.
Okay. I was like, what?
yeah, I think Sassuro, you've specifically been reading on dragons, and
Yeah, on dragons specifically,
Morthos.
not Dragon's Rest, yeah.
yeah,
I've also been reading about dragons for reasons.
yeah, exactly. So you would have heard of this bronze dragon, same as the scale Runara is wearing on her amulet. But yeah, he is famous for being I don't want to say pacifist. He kind of settled into a life of pacifism
Like a
after,
peacemaker?
Yeah. He saw a lot of death. He hated that dragons were always fighting each other. So he kind of founded this place, trying to, as a place for peace.
While Matt has just done that, can we have a group notes, please?
Oh yeah.
I literally, I'm not joking, not in the last 20 seconds, I just in my mind thought, Mikayla's a DM, we don't have group notes.
Oh no, we do. Mikayla and I share the load when we both DM, and I keep notes on Tuesday.
There we
I'm
go.
just used to Mikayla was the one doing
I
it.
put it at the top. I'll put it
Yeah, we both do.
later. I totally
Um,
forgot about that. I should put a date
cool.
and time too, because I'll keep track of the days. But yeah. So yeah. Runara will give you that same sort of summary. She'll say, Lord Astalagan was my mentor when I was just a young woman, and he founded this place. I have been here ever since, even after he passed away. I want to preserve his message and his teaching.
How does a dragon like that pass away?
Well, age comes for all of us, but the last great battle he fought left a permanent wound that over time just took him.
How sad. I don't know if that sounded sarcastic. I wasn't supposed to.
No, she doesn't take it that way.
What a shame.
Oh,
Ooh, let's get over it.
Before we have a long rest,
Mhm.
I'd like to approach Elder Runara, Runara, and just quietly say, "May I speak to you in private?"
Of course. She will walk with you further up the path.
Mhm. As we get to, a good amount of space so that no one can really eavesdrop or anything, I'll turn to her. Are you the person to speak to of draconic history, artifacts, information?
I could certainly help you. We have a library here, archives, various information. Was there something specific?
Yeah, I turn and I open up my satchel, and I take out a. If I remember correctly, it kind of looks like a you know, a
Does it look like
a telescope.
Okay,
Kind
I'll take
of.
that.
And I will.
I will show you guys what it looks like. It looks kind of like maybe a little pipe.
Yeah, there we go. I kind of hold this pipe in front of her.
May I? She asked to hold it for a second.
Yeah, I will hand it over.
Turns it over. She looks at the draconic script here and says, you can hear her reading it. Sound of breath. It looks like the message is cut off. I'm sorry, I don't know off the top of my head what this might be, but the archives, I can help you, or Mikayla. She points to that other kobold. We also have a dragon scholar here who has been studying for some time. He might be able to guide you too. In the morning, I'll introduce you.
Wonderful, thank you. I know it is late. I will leave you to this, but I will come find you in the morning.
Of course. And yeah, she hands it back to you.
Cool. I will take it. I will bow respectfully and head off to my room.
Yep. You guys each have one of these little individual small rooms. You're free to take a long rest. And maybe we'll take a little break right here. I'll pop you on the actual map. Okay. Rise and shine. On the beautiful island of Dragon's Rest, no clouds in the sky. You wouldn't have even guessed there was a violent storm on the ocean just last night. You guys wake up in your simple cells. They are, they're humble, but they're comfortable. And in the morning, actually, you all feel kind of invigorated. Something about this fight, this thing you went through together. You all okay, in the book they're called cells, which I don't like, but the rooms are referred to as cells, which I was trying to avoid that word, but it slipped through.
Don't think I didn't pick up on the fact that we just got jailed.
No, I was
kidding,
why are they called cells? They're in prison.
Is that an actual
but
monetary thing?
it might be actually, yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so this morning you all feel kind of resolute. You've got some almost static electricity kind of tingling on you from that lightning storm the dragons were causing, and this morning you all have this ability. You have 5 temp HP and advantage against your next Frighten or Charm save.
Cool.
Is that a
Double
monastery thing?
advantage.
Mikayla, do our tokens update automatically, or?
Good question. I was able to get your health, but not the temp HP. I couldn't figure that out.
You can just call it. It's exactly the same way. Just for future reference, it's exactly the same way you did health. You just do it in a different thing, like the green one, and you just HP_temp is the drop down instead of HP.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Well, I've done that, and yeah, it doesn't seem to be doing anything. Did you add that to your character sheet already?
Yeah.
Then
Sorry?
I'll figure that out.
That's a this week thing.
Yeah, exactly. Oh wait, no, it did work.
No,
Or
I
did
just
you
put mine in
put that
manually.
the game?
Sorry to disappoint you.
Ah, well. That is a little reward you got for doing well on the skill challenge, on not going under with the ship also. Basically.
Do we know why we rolled d6s?
I mean, I can tell you behind the screen, it was just an effect that happens on the boat, if the mast
okay.
falls down or if
Okay.
the fire catches.
I didn't know if something
What
else
happens if a mast falls twice?
if you want to go more behind the screen, if you get the same one, I just use the next one up. You want to know all my secrets? I'll be very candid here.
A shocking truth.
Oh, dear.
So yeah, this morning, Runara will greet you guys.
Oh, do we just will she come to our door to wake us?
I wouldn't say she comes to your door, but she's like out here on the path, kind of like just walking around, checking the gardens, and gives you all a good morning when you see her. Where the hell
Can
is
I
she?
stay in
Not
my
even on the
room
map.
and send Bandit out and watch through Bandit's eyes?
I don't see why not.
Basically looking for Peverell.
Oh, cute.
See when Peverell leaves his room.
Probably bright and early, I would think.
Sassuro probably got up about 4 a.m. And
Okay, not
has
that
been
early.
sort of like checking every now and again, sending Bandit out, sending back, going for like another half an hour nap, and then getting up and sending. He's so nervous, like about someone coming to the door. So he keeps checking out, and as soon as he sees you, are you just out and about?
Yeah, I think I would get up and kind of like come out and stretch and give a morning prayer, thinking come for
The fact you're still alive.
another day to be able to help people. I kind of just wait for Elder Runara to show up.
Upon seeing you, I will sort of sneak out of the room and stay sort of 20 foot away from you. Just keep you in sight, so that if somebody comes and interrogates me, I can scurry to your side. That's pretty much the full plan. Just staying somewhat near Peverell, but not saying hello or anything else.
I'm probably looking out towards the sea anyway, so I probably don't even notice that you've come outside anyways.
So discreet.
I think I'll actually come out to talk. I'll come up beside Peverell in the morning. Good morning.
Good morning. My name's Peverell. I don't believe we've had the pleasure to introduce ourselves since the chaos that was last night.
I'm Nikari. You can call me Nikki, though.
Okay. Nice to meet you.
I wanted to ask you about... I mean, you sort of seem to know a little something about those creatures from the water. Does that usually happen?
Not from my knowledge. They seem to have been risen as undead alarmingly quickly. I'm unsure if it's perhaps a consequence of whatever the surge magic was happening last night, but it was certainly disturbing to see it happening so quickly.
One minute they were fine, and then the next...
Raised, yes. It is. You see, there's like a disgusted look on his face as he tries to sum up the words. It is abhorrent.
I'd have to agree with you there.
I don't mean to pry, but I'm curious. What has brought you here?
You know... I don't know.
Same old.
I don't suppose this is a vacation landmark that I'm unaware of?
Certainly not. I'm here to talk to, I don't know, maybe him. I point at the statue.
I like, if I had eyebrows, I'd raise one. Well, please, if I don't mean to hold you up, if you have some prayer or
Not
contemplation.
I don't think the statue is real. No, the real him or his child, or I don't know. I just this place is supposed to. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, again, I don't want to pry. I don't want to ask you all there is to know about you, but I wish you luck in your endeavors at least. And if you do find yourself in any undead trouble, please feel free to come and find me.
Thank you. And is your friend okay? He's just sort of standing over there next to a bush.
Hey, I'm hiding. And I'm hiding well. There's like half a bush is in
Within the
front
shrubs.
of me. The bush isn't real. It hasn't swayed in like a good 10 minutes.
Your
But
foot's
half a bush is
out.
real. I don't know. Can you see me? I'm pretty stealthy. I think I'm stealthier than you.
Oh.
Actually, weirdly enough, Miss Ranger.
Goodness.
It's so sweet.
I'm 21 of stealthy.
Damn.
Alright, I'm joining in. I am 21 of perception.
Oh, well.
Or does it meet like which one meets
yeah.
it beats it? I never know.
She
The
sees
perception
your,
wins.
your
She sees my. Oh, okay.
she sees your little kobold toes poke out for a second.
That's fine. He's wearing a blue robe. It's not very appropriate to hiding in the bright sunshine. But and you note that branch just isn't swaying.
Yeah, as you point him out, I'll turn and just kind of like slightly smile to myself. If you'll excuse me, Nikki.
Oh no. Sassuro will come wandering out as if he's trying to be totally nonchalant. He's like,
Ooh, he's come to us.
and he attempts to just keep walking.
Like he has
Did
business
Sassuro
somewhere.
give me his name? He did, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
told you his name.
Yeah. Then as you walk by, Sassuro,
Hello.
please let me know if I'm not pronouncing that correctly.
Sassuro's right. Hi, Peverell. Hi, Nikari.
Oh, you know Nikari.
Oh, you two have met already.
He was eavesdropping.
No, I heard her say her name. I've got good ears. They might look small. As he says this, you will see Bandit sort of leave the wall and then like run up his back and into under his sleeve. He looks up and I'd like to speak to a dragon one day too. Sorry, I heard everything. Hi.
Are you okay?
I'm a little.
Loaded question.
I don't like that there's a lot of kobolds here. They didn't tell me that. Well, the priest didn't tell me that. But I think I'm in the right place. Elder Runaris seems nice and everyone's been very kind.
Was you sent here by a priest?
Oh, well, no. I was traveling, looking for answers about the dragons. They attacked a town near a place we live, and then there was a town attack, and then the clan said I should go, but I just wanted to go. And then I thought it was... I like dragons. I wanted to know what was going on. So I asked questions, and the priest told me I should come to Dragon's Rest, so I came to Dragon's Rest. Well, he didn't tell me about the kobolds.
Well, they seem friendly enough. They've not caused any harm.
Maybe. Elder Inara says they're trying to be nice kobolds, but even when they try and be nice, my cousin used to try and be nice, and then he'd be really mean.
Perhaps you could teach them.
I don't think so. I don't want to teach them anything. But it's good they're trying to be good. I just wish they'd do it further away from me. So why are you here, Peverell? He says this in a sort of "stop talking about me" kind of way. You know?
Yeah.
Very changing the subject immediately.
I am on here on very important business.
Are you with the Tiefling, with the flying cat?
I'm not. He's an acquaintance of mine. I have had some dealings with him. He's a very good man.
You a priest?
Not that I'm aware of, no. Although he does hold some magic, as I'm sure you noticed.
I turn my eyes to Nikari.
Oh no, actually you didn't notice because he didn't cast anything, so
No,
I
he
take that back.
I will turn my eyes to Nikari. Are you a priest? Priestess? He hesitates. He's not sure that's a thing.
No.
Isn't Peverell a priest?
Yeah, but I asked Nikari and if Morthos is a priest. I know Peverell's a priest because I heard him say it. And then I'll look to Nikari. I'm not a priest.
Are you in need of a priest?
Maybe. I don't know. Sassuro doesn't laugh, just James. Is Sassuro going, oh, maybe. If priests know lots of things about the dragons, then yeah. Just want information and knowledge.
I'd like to know more about the dragon attack.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
If it's not too...
What do you want to know?
Where did you say it was?
Senthal's Keep?
Ooh.
There. That information right there. Oh, but I don't know why Bandit's telling you. Don't worry about it. Don't question it. He just stands up and speaks in Senthal's Keep. And carries on.
To our world map for the first time.
Me, that is far out. Hold on, Mikayla. I've got to wait.
Oh, sorry.
Bridge 2. Well, first of all, it's lagging, but secondly, I've got to put us on it in the thingy. Where are we right now? We are, like, here, right?
This is where it was attacked. You guys are out in the ocean.
Are we where the other end of this line is? Roughly? Somewhat?
No, you're closer to Waterdeep. Like, down here.
Cool, okay. So
what did you say about Santhar's Keep?
It was attacked by a red dragon.
Oh.
I hadn't really got there yet. I just said it was Santhar's Keep. Yeah, this is the map. The map of Forgotten Realms. Well, technically the Sword Coast, but yeah.
Sword Coast.
So, Xanthal's Keep was attacked by a red dragon.
Do you know why?
That's what I came to find out. Well, not why Xanthal's Keep, because that means nothing to me. But why the dragons are attacking at all. Like, more than one, because sometimes dragons do that, but not all the time, and not many. All at once. All the dragons are fighting and angry. Like dragons. Oh, I did.
But it's just... You've only heard stories of the dragons. Nothing else strange happening?
Sassuro gives you a super suspicious look. Like what?
Well, I've sort of heard about the giants.
Oh, no, I know nothing about giants. You see it, like, Sassuro was dreading that you'd say something else, and when you don't, he seems really relieved. He's like, oh, no, I don't know anything about dragons. About giants.
Everyone give me a charisma check real quick.
Are we running a culture ship? It's a 15.
Not exactly.
12.
Wow.
I'm not particularly charismatic, I just rolled a 16.
Yeah. So, Morthos was kind of doing his own thing. Sassuro, you probably overheard this. Beldora, Peverell, and Nikki. On the ship, Beldora was talking about fleeing her town that was attacked by giants.
Oh, okay. So Sassuro will say, I didn't hear about the giants till we were on the boat. And Beldora mentioned it. You think the giants and the dragons are friends? They're attacking people?
I don't think so.
Oh, that's good. They're good.
For us, I don't think it matters.
It's true, they're pretty big.
Where's Morthos at this time?
Right the fuck next to us, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
In the middle of the conversation, I just kind of walked over and just to see what the whole hoopla is going on.
What's all the hoopla?
Just to hear what everyone's talking about.
Okay, but where's Nova?
Right next to me.
The star of the show.
So nope. If out of combat, Nova is basically always right on my shoulder.
Aww.
It's like actually not flying, actually like sitting on my shoulder. Unless I say otherwise.
That's cute.
As you approach, I'll say, Morthos, please join us. This is Sassuro, and this is Nikari.
Hello, nice to meet you all. I guess we all have the same business here, trying to learn about dragons.
Dana wants to learn about giants.
Oh, I know nothing about giants.
And Nikari wants to speak to dragons.
I do too.
Oh. It would be amazing, I guess. If they were quite far away, shouted. You can see like Sassuro's just kind of like picturing in his head how big a giant would be and how small he is, and just like he's not sure about being eaten. Maybe a nice dragon, and like a gold dragon.
Yeah, as you guys are having this conversation, Renara will roll up, greet you. Good morning. I hope you all rested well. If you like, I could show you around the monastery this morning.
Please.
I'd love to see the temple, and I'll point up toward the structure at the top.
Yeah, just looking straight up, you can see it kind of towers over the rest of this place. So you can see the columns, and she says, of course, my favorite place in the monastery. We'll get there. And yeah, she leads you along the path here. These 3 rooms are just people's rooms, occupied. She doesn't bother explaining those. When you get to the statue, you see a half-orc woman with kind of half-shaved haircut. She's got like the beginnings of some gray streaks in her hair, scars all on her body and her eye, most noticeably. She's got an eye patch over it. And you notice she has, is missing a leg. She has this, like, prosthetic made of, like, wood and metal. It looks, like, very elegant, actually. And Renara, you see that she is actually at the dragon statue, kind of looking it over. And now that you're in, like, daylight, you can see that the statue is actually damaged. It looks like she's doing some repairs to it right now. Like there's some pretty big like cracks towards the base, especially. And Renara will say, this is Varnoth. She is our fisherwoman and mason, keeps the structures here in shape. Varnoth will nod at you all and say, well, glad you got to land okay. Sorry it had to be that way. She just kind of gives you a little nod.
You defy death well.
Oh, thanks for noticing.
Yeah, I let out a small chuckle.
Just here trying to live out the rest of my life in some kind of comfort, you know, some kind of peace.
Do we know that orcs are rarely friendly, often friendly, never friendly? Like, is this a fucking major exception? Like, what's the sitch?
They're just like regular folks, but there are a lot of like orc tribes,
angry tribes and shit, yeah.
that do stuff. But yeah, you know, there's a decent amount of them scattered around that are just regular civilians. So yeah, she looks like she has seen some battle and is now just trying to do some stonework here. Renara will continue leading you up the path. She pokes her head into this room here and does like a little knock on the door. What the hell do I reveal? Yeah,
Sassuro is certain that they're raising a cultish army with kobolds and orcs.
You did that work? You do see that
Sick.
kobold is inside, the one you met before, Mikayla. And you see this room is very cluttered. It's got like all kinds of like weird looking, incomplete sort of like inventions. Like you see she's doing some kind of experiments in here. You see she's actually wearing like these big bulky like goggles over her eyes as she works and looks up at you all and says, "Good morning. Welcome. I didn't introduce myself. I'm Mikayla. Sort of the the brains of this operation." And yeah, you see she has a lot of little like inventions and gadgets and things scattered about. Runara says, Mila's a very clever kobold. She helps me keep the others from getting into too much trouble. And she gives you like a little smile, Sassuro.
What
And-
exactly is the operation? I say,
Oh.
looking at all these gadgets.
You see there's all kinds of like miscellaneous stuff here. She says, "Oh well, this is my new fishing idea," and you see it's like some kind of really clunky kind of motorized fishing pole that clearly doesn't work. She says, "I've got this to help us, harvest our crops faster. This I was working on for Varnoth to help her with the rowboat, maybe get that moving." You see, she works on like kind of a lot of around the island type stuff, like to help them out.
Miss,
My best piece, well, my useless. She looks like kind of upset and says, "My shitty brother stole it, but I had a really cool fire breath gun too. Unfortunately, I can't show you that." And give me an insight check, everyone who's here right now.
yep, as she's saying this, Sassuro will sort of walk forward and then poke his head around Peverell.
13.
So I don't know my modifiers yet.
big,
I
that's a big
rolled a
difference.
17 for an 18.
Okay.
I can read Kobold body
Peverell-
language.
And Sassuro, you notice Runara kind of shift a little uncomfortably when Mila mentions her flamethrower gun, and then you see Mila kind of looks a little bit away, like avoiding Runara's gaze. It seems like the flamethrower maybe goes against the spirit of the island here, and Runara probably doesn't fully approve. But yeah, Mila seemed really proud of that invention and doesn't have it anymore.
Miss, are you an artificer?
Yeah, I guess you could call me that. She looks kind of happy with that title.
My clan, the Ringgold clan, had an artificer called Bros. He blew himself up. You should be careful.
Oh.
And then Sassuro sort of takes a step backwards.
Mila just like crosses her arms and nods like understandingly, and she's like, yeah, this is why none of those other guys, she points like to the next door, none of them are allowed in here except for me.
Oh, you should study magic instead. It's more reliable.
Well, how about this for reliable? She throws a little potion at the ground and it makes like a little blast of fire. Rudara steps back and says, "Mila, please. These are our guests."
Sassuro sort of shakes his head, like you can see he thinks what she's done is like a terrible idea. Like you shouldn't create something that someone else can use. Like the best thing about magic is you're in control of your magic, unless you're a wild magic sorcerer, but he doesn't like those. And then he sort of takes a step back and I should study magic. And shakes his head, takes another step back, sort of looks a bit to Morthos. He's not so sure of Morthos, so he'll just step over.
Well, agree to disagree. This is my kind of magic, And Runara says, "Okay, thank you, Mila." She continues leading you down the path. She says, "The other kobolds, they don't care for the sun, so they're sleeping right now." But she will just kind of motion to this room here. These rooms where they're just sleeping. They're sleeping in these little hammocks.
It goes.
I went too far.
Sassuro's gone off the cliff.
Uh-oh.
I was going to ask her a question, Runara, and then she started letting kobolds out. I was like, no, fuck that.
No, they're sleeping. You just walk by, but you can hear their little snores. Probably a familiar sound to Sassuro.
Miss Runara,
Yes.
Artificers are dangerous. And violent. You said the kobolds were trying to be nice.
She nods a little. Yes, Myla, we've been trying to teach her to use her talents at maybe more productive means, but it does seem that what she's best at is destruction.
Oh, kobolds.
We're working to guide her on another path.
Could you put her in charge?
She has a way of keeping the other kobolds in line. I have grown to trust her, yes.
You can
She
see
can be a
Kobold
little
walking away.
eccentric.
Did you see Sassuro walk away? And as he does, so he sort of mutters to himself, yeah, she threatens to blow them up. And he's gone back to not liking the idea of the kobolds on the island, and he's going to stay with Peverell.
Right.
He doesn't think Peverell will blow anything up.
She leads you further up this winding path. Goes for a while.
Road.
I'm
There
gonna
you
just be asking her a question as we're
Yeah.
walking. Runara, I've heard rumors that there is a not so nice dragon that has taken a liking to this island. Is that real? Do you deal with that?
Yes, it is true. A few months ago, a young, very young blue dragon showed up and moved into the observatory on the other side of the island. The lighthouse, you might have seen that
Yes.
mess last night. Yes, she looks like very kind of upset when she starts talking about this. He actually attacked here not too long ago. Motions to like where the statue was, the damaged statue.
Sorry, the blue dragon that attacked the island is also living in the observatory on this island. Okay.
Yeah.
I only brought up that rumor because I'm currently reading the Google Doc and it says that it says rumors of a new beloved dragon has recently taken up residence on the island.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just didn't realize it was the same dragon that had attacked. That's
Yes, he actually came and stole some of Stalagan's remains, his bones. Can you believe that?
Mm-hmm.
Where was he
Why would
buried?
somebody do that?
I couldn't tell you. I know dragons are inherently magical creatures, so probably something latent in those bones, but I wouldn't know what he would want them for. Luckily, Varnoth has been able to at least repair the statue.
Resurrect him as an undead dragon?
I certainly hope not.
Me too.
The dragon he wasn't big enough to carry all of the bones.
So he could be back.
But you saw the two dragons fighting, right? Did you by any chance see who was winning?
The ocean.
Yeah. She looks pretty worried. She says, recently another dragon showed up. After the attack, I prayed to Bahamut to send us another protector.
So that was
Lord.
a good dragon.
Yes, Lord Adron. He's a young bronze dragon. I told him not to go off and fight that horrible creature, but he wouldn't listen and he hasn't returned. I fear the worst for him. That's his name. Adron is the young bronze dragon that showed up
Does he have
very recently.
a home here somewhere?
I had hoped he would make this his home, take up Stalagan's mission now that he's gone. But he is still very young and did not want to hear my teachings. I feel terrible. We had a huge fight before he left to attack that creature.
If he were wounded, do you know where he might try to go?
There's a lot of island to hide in, unfortunately. I've only seen him here, but he could be anywhere. Bronze dragons can even swim and breathe underwater. Can only hope he returns to us. And then she'll show you the little winch house. It's nothing exciting.
What is it, winch?
It's how they basically raise and lower like supplies, big deliveries that they get, stuff they can't.
Oh, so they suck down to the
themselves.
ocean?
Yeah, so like if they were getting a delivery, they would come here, lower it down, bring it back up, instead of carrying it up this long winding path.
Makes sense.
Then she will lead you a little further down to the kitchens. You see this room, it's like kind of a long, narrow room with a big table with like several benches. She says, we have dinner together here every night. You all are, of course, welcome to join us. And she motions to the man who's actually in the back in the kitchen, who seems to be... I thought the same thing. He very much is giving Jedi with these brown
These are not
robes.
the kobolds you're looking for.
She calls out to him, Tarek, please come introduce yourself. And you see this man. He wipes his hands off quickly, comes over. You see he's kind of like middle-aged, hair is graying a bit. You see like peeking out from under his robes, he's got some kind of tattoos on his neck and a little bit on his arms, you can see. But he comes over, gives you guys all the same kind of polite bow as Runara, and says, welcome. I heard about that chaos last night. You all right? Anyone need any healing? And he's going to actually pull from his pocket a potion of healing that he will just give to Peverell, who's the first one here. There you go.
Thank you, I appreciate that. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Wish I could do more. Things are, as you can see, in a bit of a state on the island. I'm sorry we can't be more hospitable. But
You've already done so much.
Well, I'm preparing dinner for tonight. Of course, you all are welcome. And yeah, he like nods to Renara, goes back to his business.
Is there the smell of like cooked food?
Yeah. It smells like breakfast has just been like served, which you guys can chow down on. He's got some leftover. Yeah. Got eggs and fish. It seems like they eat a lot of fish here. But
Sassuro
they have a few like
absolutely over the moon as soon as he sees the fish. He'll be a little disappointed they've cooked it, but he'll eat it.
if you want it raw, he has some like unprepared
Sassuro
fish
would be brave
in the
enough
kitchen.
to ask. He might.
Okay.
What I might do, are we gonna sit down and eat like in here?
You can if you want to, or take a plate to go. He'll have
I'll look
serve one for you.
Are we having breakfast here?
I've already eaten, but you are more than welcome to get comfortable if you like. There's only a couple more stops on the tour, and then yeah, feel free.
We can come back.
Hey.
I'm gonna let Bandit loose. Sneak
All
into
right.
the kitchens.
Let him loose.
Yeah, he will only. His instructions are to hide, and if he sees the kitchen guy leave, sneak in and get a fish.
Okay. He will do that. Renara leads you to the first doorway you've seen with like a wooden door, like a solid oak door. This is it swings open pretty easily to reveal a quite spacious library. She looks to you, Peverell, and says, I hope you can find whatever lore you're looking for here. We have quite a lot on dragons, draconic lore. And this is the scholar I was telling you about. She points to a young man who is in the library, actually dressed kind of like Sassuro. He's got on a blue hood, and he's got a little magic staff and several books.
But it's not a wizard hat, so he's not a wizard. He's just a scholar.
He's not wearing a wizard hat. But she says, Galvin, these are visitors who arrived last night. And she says Galvin has been studying here with us for some time now.
Thank you. I'm sure this will prove very fruitful. And I'll turn to the rest of the party. I will see you all soon, I'm sure. And I'll begin heading over to Galvin.
Sure. He says, newcomers, what a delight. Oh, hello.
Oh, man.
He says, I thought I'd met all of the kobolds already, looking at Sassuro. Well.
The books will still be here after breakfast, right?
Oh, yes, they don't go anywhere, don't worry.
Breakfast first, then books. Sassuro sort of has made a decision. It's obvious that he's not actually really speaking to Galvin or anyone else. He's just decided to himself, breakfast comes before books. He loves books, but that guy said fish, so.
To Peverell, he shakes your hand and says, well, I'm Galvin, humble draconic scholar from Waterdeep, at your service. This island is pretty remarkable. What brings you here?
Oh, wonderful, thank you. I'll shake his hand. I have the world's softest fur.
Wow. Yeah, he looks at your fur and says, wow, that is incredible.
And I'm a bit hesitant to take the artifact out of my bag quite yet, so instead I will describe to him what it looks like, and I will repeat the rough translation Elder Runara had.
Yeah, so she said, the writing said, I think she said, sound the breath.
Yeah, I'll repeat that to him and ask, just on that, I mean, he'll probably won't know, so I will bring it out eventually, but seeing if just based on that information, that translation and the description of the item, if he knows anything.
Says, that is, he clearly is thinking, very interested. That is fascinating. It sounds like he kind of puts his books aside and is kind of going through them quickly. It sounds like something I remember reading about, some sort of sound the breath. You hear him kind of muttering, looking around. Some sort of signal, maybe? Where did you find this item?
Oh, this is promising that you may have a clue about this. I'll turn around and just kind of look around to make sure that we have a little bit of privacy. And if we do so, then I will take out the artifact from my bag and present it to him.
Are we all just still standing at the doorway?
No, you guys can move on. We'll go to the rest of the tour momentarily. You guys watch this interaction. No, yeah, you see he looks at the item, his eyes widen. He says, it looks ancient. That is fascinating. He looks at the script. He's not trying to touch it or take it out of your hands, but he's just looking around, trying to read the script, and he's sound the breath. It looks incomplete. I wonder what the rest of the inscription. This clearly connects to something larger. And you see he's going to work through his books looking for something.
Wonderful. I will, I'll help him look.
Cool. Okay, we'll come back to that as Runara takes you all the rest of the way to the very tippy top of the monastery, her favorite place as she described it. You see Beldora is already here, just kind of walking around, looking around kind of dreamily almost.
Is she in combat with the mummy or just visiting it?
She's just taking it all in. You see, at the highest point of this cloister, there's like an open air temple, like right hanging over the cliff. So from up here, you can see down through the ocean and the whole monastery. It's like really nice view up here. You see that the north wall goes like directly into the rock here, and the rest is open to the sea air with these large pillars. And in this very center of the temple is a stone statue of a kind-looking old man with 7 canaries perched on his hands, shoulder, and head. And just being in here, you all feel very serene. Just feel like a sense of peace as soon as you walk in. Renara says, "This is the temple to Bahamut. It is. I often come here for meditation and contemplation. This is where I prayed for another protector to come, and Bahamut answered our prayers in a way." You see, Beldora's just kind of looking around with her hands behind her back, just taking it all in.
Is there an inscription indicating who the statue is?
Let me see. There
Nikari
is.
No, go ahead.
There's not an inscription, but you can give me a history or religion check. And with advantage, Sassuro. I think you might know this.
Okay, I'll do history. We won't take that 6. We'll take that 14 instead for a 21.
Fantastic. You recognize this as Bahamut in like his humanoid form that he occasionally takes. He is known to travel with be seen with 7 birds, kind of to represent the 7 gold dragons that usually are supporting him. And you see there's some incense at the bottom, some little places for offering. It's a very peaceful place.
Sassuro's unsure why they depict him in his ugly form, but he accepts it. And then we'll move away because that's really, really far down. And also Beldora was a bit close and might start conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Nikari is focused fully on the architecture of the columns as she just walks from one to the next, just looking over the whole. She'll glance over at Renara. Do you know who built this temple?
It was Astalagan himself. He was quite an artist in his later years. So he liked to tell me he was personal friends with Bahamut. I didn't believe him, but maybe. And you see Beldora kind of comes over, pipes up. So, Astalagan was a ancient dragon who lived here, right? Is it true he had maybe a treasure hoard somewhere? And Runara just looks at her very... it's kind of hard to read at that moment, but you see, she says, like all dragons, Astalagan had his treasures. I don't think any further information is really relevant. And that's our little monastery. I hope you enjoyed the tour.
How old does she appear? Renara, is she human?
Renara?
Hmm.
She's pretty old, maybe 70s.
Do we know when, I can't remember his name now, the dragon died?
Astalagan?
Astalagan.
He died, maybe a couple of decades ago. So Renara's been kind of running this place on her own since then. And then, within the last couple months, the blue dragon attacked, after which she prayed for another protector. And then...
And that's when Lord Adrian came around.
Yes.
Renara,
Yes.
do you ever contact Bahamut? Is there a way to do that?
I simply pray. She goes to the front of the statue, invites you to follow her, and lights an incense right there and just kind of kneels in front of the statue.
I will kneel.
Sassuro will bow
Cool.
his head.
Yeah. Everyone who's doing some kind of prayer can give me a religion check.
I beat you with a 17.
Nice.
I have a +5 to mine, so you rolled a lot better than I did.
You feel, this sense of serenity is like, you feel very protected here. And in fact, you feel like stronger. Essentially, you are under the effects of Bless for the next hour.
Let's just say it
Useful
for the
for
full
my-
campaign.
That'll be useful for my sleight of hand check at fish stealing.
Let's see how that's going. Why don't you
Well, I mean,
roll
that's
me,
Bandit's check right now. He will only
roll for
attempt it
Bandit.
if our friend Ben Kenobi has left the room.
Sure, he goes in and out. You see, he's got work to do, so he goes down to the
Bandit will go in,
gardens.
try and steal a fish, and then take it to under the table over there.
Oh, that's
what
so
did you want from me?
cute.
Sorry.
Well, I was gonna say sleight of hand, but he's left the room, so there's no one. Yeah,
That's
just
good
to
because I
see-
rolled a net 1.
So Bandit definitely leaves behind.
He got the fish and he
some
knocked
sign.
over the entire. He basically, when he jumped up, he landed on the edge of a chopping board, which catapulted everything else on the floor. And there's a reason he's called Bandit. He's totally okay with that. And then he'll sneak off, fish in hand, and hide under the table.
Tarek returns with some potatoes in hand. Look around at the mess, and you get to hear under his breath, "Damn kobolds." And just goes back to his
Little
work.
does he know.
He didn't know which kobold. A
successful mission overall. Bandit will hold that until Sassuro gets back.
Perfect.
Bandit doesn't eat, for what it's worth. Not a real.
Of course.
I might occasionally give him a couple little tiny treats, but for most places.
He doesn't have hunger. Yeah, so you guys are free to go around the monastery, do what you want. Go back to Peverell real quick. Let's see what Galvin can find with a you said you're helping him, you'll give him a help action?
Yes, I will give him guidance.
Oh, perfect. Well,
As I kind of I help peruse, and I kind of look over his shoulder and point out oh, what about that passage there? What does that say?
Okay, with your guidance, which I got a 4, he's gonna get a 24 on his investigation.
Nice.
And looking around, he says, "It's as I thought. It connects to something larger. Obviously the inscription is broken. You can see he's talking very fast, getting excited about this.
Yeah.
But he says, I believe it's some sort of horn. Maybe the translation
Did you
is
say
not
pawn?
horn.
Oh, horn. Okay.
It's horn.
It's got a bunch of books on the different races, right?
Yeah, we're in the wrong section of this library, I think.
It looks like it connects to a much larger instrument. It looks like this is all we're going to find in this library, unfortunately. The other one at the observatory would be helpful, but that's he kind of trails off looking a little frustrated.
What is going on with the observatory?
Well, you might have heard there's a blue dragon in town who has made that its lair for the moment, but there's another library in the observatory, a secret one, supposedly, that I think would have much more in-depth lore.
A secret library. Do you know of a way is there multiple entrances to this library? Could we possibly sneak our way in without this dragon taking notice?
I haven't been there myself, but I know that the bridge is not accessible. Runara has shut it down to prevent anyone from getting hurt, going near the dragons,
I see.
Dragon singular, not plural.
Yeah. Do you believe that would be our next point of call?
I think the more secretive and in-depth texts are in that library. I
Well,
will
that's just fucking inconvenient, isn't it?
keep researching here. But this is quite a find.
Yeah, can we just clarify, Josh? What is the object?
It's this thing.
I'd love to know.
Right, so you,
It looks like
we don't
it
know
looks
specifically
like-
what it might be. It looks like a mouthpiece for an instrument or something.
yes.
Okay.
And the
Sound
inscription on it
sound the
says
breath.
"Sound the breath."
Okay. But
Yeah, why don't-
as it is, right? It is. It doesn't do anything
Why does Josh not know what this is?
because that's what he's come here to
It's a
find
mystery
out.
item.
He's
Oh,
here
it's
to
just an item
investigate
his
that.
character has but doesn't know.
Yeah, he's brought it here to find out what it is. I believe. Is that right?
Oh,
Josh?
oh,
Or at least
oh.
that's the impression we've got so
That is
far. It's a
correct.
players. I know that none of our characters have. We haven't even seen this, right?
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
I don't
You
think
were
so, no.
you were private with both Runara and now with Galvan.
Mhm.
Oh shit! I forgot about Tarak. Okay. So.
I will look up to Galvin. Thank you for your help with this. I have much to think about on what steps I need to take going forward. I appreciate your time.
Of course, I will keep looking for anything I can find. This is really quite exciting. He's getting like really fired up about this item. Where
If
did you say you found this again?
I didn't.
Oh, that's fair. Sorry.
That's quite alright. Well, whilst I'm still here, if you do come across anything, please let me know.
Absolutely. Yeah,
I will
he's going right back
leave
to
him
all
to
the
his
books.
books. Yeah. I'll go see if I'm still in time for breakfast.
You absolutely can go eat breakfast.
I finished my
um,
fresh fish, and I'm now hoping for some actual breakfast that everybody else provides.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to sit all the way away from you.
That's
Also
right.
not.
Sassuro loved that. But okay, you can come closer if you must. Did you say he's got fish and eggs?
He's got some filleted fish, a couple eggs, and potatoes make up the main.
No
thing. They
eggs,
have a ton
please.
of potatoes. Oh
Please,
no,
please, I
you don't
don't
like
need
eggs.
I came from an egg.
Fair enough. He scrapes the eggs onto Peverell's plate. A little extra protein for you.
I looked at
And-
Peverell and. Oh no, where the others are.
I would have joined you guys for breakfast. I
Oh.
just had a last question.
Okay,
for-
are you within 120 feet?
I just had one last question for Renard. Join you
Yeah.
guys.
She's just still kneeling here in front of the statue. Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to ask if have you ever actually seen Bahamut or talked to him in person, not through prayers?
In person. Well, not in my waking day-to-day life, no, but I think I've seen him or maybe felt his presence in my dreams. Especially after Stalagan passed, felt like Bahamut was there comforting me.
But you didn't actually have a conversation with him.
No, the gods they're pretty fickle with their time.
I see. Fine. I'll go and join everyone in the kitchen to have breakfast.
I think I got distracted just staring out at the ocean for a while, and then I realized that most everybody has left, so I turned and trudged my way back down to breakfast.
Yeah, as you do, Tarek and Varnoth join you guys, and they're just kind of, making casual small talk, asking what brought you to the island, where you're from, and this and that. Looking at your. Does Peverell wear any kind of indication of his devotion to Kelemvor? You have an amulet or special robes or anything?
Yeah, absolutely. So, his grey robes are definitely for those in the know, are the correct shade of grey that are associated with priests of Kelemvor.
Mm.
His priest arcane focus, whatever the fuck that's called.
Yeah, your holy symbol.
Yes, thank you. His holy symbol is an amulet that has Kalimvor's like sigil on it,
Cool.
and that's around his neck. But that's very visible on him.
Yeah, as you are just like talking casually, Varnoth, the orc woman, nods to you, Peverell, and says, "You devoted to Kelimvor, right? You see those undead?"
I did. I assured that they shall never rise again.
Well, I hope you're right about that. The shipwrecks. It seems like lately, every time something wrecks, those who were on the ship come back as undead.
Yes, it seems very strange that should occur so quickly after someone dying.
What do you think it is? Some kind of curse or something? What would cause that to happen?
I'm not too sure. Perhaps I could make a roll for it.
Go ahead, give me a religion check with advantage. This is like Kelimvor's whole
nice.
deal.
Guidance as well. Don't forget that.
Oh,
Guide yourself.
Go ahead.
Yes, I will guidance myself. Yes, thank you.
He's never gonna remember the entire.
No, I know.
You're damn
He'll
right
get
I
used to
won't.
it. He'll get used to it. It's just his first outing. Do you know it's his second time ever he's played a cleric, and the only other time he's played a cleric, it was in an arena fight for a single episode.
Awesome.
So it's it's big.
love
I got a
clerics.
17.
Nice. You yeah, the way that they came back so fast and unnaturally, like there wasn't someone there clearly animating them or anything. You think it's definitely some kind of lingering magical effect, or maybe even a curse on this place in particular. You feel like
So on Dragon's Rest.
Yeah, on the island. This is something that like seems to just be like a lingering effect, like it's not someone casting a spell.
Then I'll answer Varnoth and say, from what I understand, I don't believe that someone is actively causing them to rise. It may be, like you said, a curse, some lingering magical effect that has taken hold over the island.
She looks like thoughtful for a second and then says, you know, shipwrecks were rare on this island until that damned harpy moved in. I was up on the cliffs and saw this other ship just so abruptly go off course right into the rocks. It seems like that harpy is luring more ships to crash, causing more undead to rise.
Mikayla, do we have any concept of how dangerous harpies are? Like, would we believe that as a group of 4 or perhaps 5 or 6 of other people came with us, we might be able to handle a harpy, or would we know that's totally out of our range?
Yeah, if you are in a group, the group of you would definitely outnumber ring a harpy. It wouldn't be too crazy.
It's not like CR8.
No.
Actually, even as a DM, I have no concept of how dangerous harpies are.
Cool. Well,
I think we've
yeah.
fought them.
Varnoth will tell you she thinks the harpy is nesting in one of those shipwrecks and is intentionally luring more ships to eat the dead sailors.
Is it possible to get to this nest?
Wouldn't it be at sea?
Well, I think the original ship that maybe sank and caused this, I think you could find it over here. Let's look at the map.
Ooh.
Here's the island.
Cool.
Stormwreck Isle. Don't know if it had that name before or after all the shipwrecks, but
I literally
here
turned us off the Roll20 and then you brought a map up. I'll come back. Do we know where the shipwreck would be? Oh, there we go. Oh no, that's really far into the ocean. Don't like the ocean anymore.
It's against some Yeah, so like there's this kind of path of jagged rocks that go kind of out. And yeah, she'll just tell you that after like a certain wreck is when the undead started rising.
Okay, it's a bit of a trek though.
Would we have to get a boat?
Well, if you're offering to help out, I'll absolutely loan you our rowboat, no problem at all.
Could we walk across the land? On foot? On
Either
solid
way.
ground? Is that possible?
Yeah, either way is possible. I will say going
We
this
should help.
way,
I look to
you
the
will
others.
pass the observatory.
Okay.
And she'll mark that on your map too.
Josh, you said it's a bit of a trek, but that's like a 45-minute walk. I mean, if it's up and
still
down
got what I
mountains, it might be a
said.
bit longer, but like, that's a. We're a mile away from the station. We're not seasoned adventurers.
Yeah, so you could row around, which would take longer, but would
And we would die.
you could circumvent the whole observatory. Going this way, you might pass the observatory.
I've been on one boat, and that boat both sank and crashed.
Yeah,
It
it's
went
we
fine.
really
really
died.
badly.
Yeah.
Like, maybe a boat on a lake. I did go on a boat on a lake once, but it was like just a little ferry, and that didn't kill me, but boats are a good way to die. Sassuro's never getting on a boat again.
I'll turn to Sassuro. I agree. I believe that we should all help, and I'll look towards the other two party members.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I suppose I'd like to search for. I'm sorry. Adron?
Ah, Adron. You see Tarek, like, looks up for a second and says, I hope he's okay. I think he might be maybe licking his wounds right now. You know, who actually caught a glimpse of him the other day was, Rix, the Kobold. He might be able to tell you. One of the kobolds saw him somewhere out there. Out near the Seagrow Caves. Things are weird over there too, so...
Sea Grove
careful.
Caves?
Seagrow. There you go. He says, a group of Myconids live out there, actually. We used to
Sick.
trade and, you know, have friendly relations. They let me collect mushrooms in exchange for food scraps and things, but lately they've been, well, they're not taking visitors. But I think Rick saw Adron out there somewhere.
If the dragon's hurt, we should maybe seek it first, and then help with the harpy. But if the harpy could hurt more people, then maybe we should... I don't know. I look up to Peverell.
I think we should go and deal with this harpy. Stop it
That's
from
fine.
sinking any more boats.
That's our notes.
Does
that mean we'd be adventuring together?
Seems like we are a little.
All four of us? And 5 and 6, and I'll point to Bandit, who is currently sitting in a corner, eating a
Aw.
fish's tail. And your Sphinx is out, right?
Yeah, on my shoulder.
And
Yep.
5 and 6.
Nova.
What are we called?
This is Nova.
Oh, hi,
Nova will
Nova.
say hi.
That's
Nova will say
Bandit.
hi to you.
I meant
Hi to you.
if we're adventuring together, adventuring groups have to have a name.
Why don't you come up with a name for us?
Oh, the Harpy Slayers.
That's a good start for now. Yeah.
Very specific.
I
Is
think
this
that's
normal? You decide to do one thing and come up with a name?
Well, we can. If we stop after that, then we were a successful adventuring group. The Harpy Slayers slayed the Harpy.
That's right, 100% success rate.
I
Varnock
like
gives
that.
you like a cheers.
I think the Harpy Slayers might be more of a title than a group name.
Oh, what should we call ourselves?
How about Team Pokepals?
Oh, I love
Jesus
that.
fucking Christ.
What does that have to do with anything?
It's what I always name
Me?
my mystery dungeon team.
Oh,
What?
that's so cute.
Well, you see, Sassuro, if you looked last night, Palkia and Dialga were fighting in the sky.
Oh, and the what?
They sure were.
Ignore what I just said.
As you guys are having breakfast, Beldora walks in, also
What
smelling at the air. Something smells good.
Beldora, I say as she walks in. That's
Do you want to
when
join the
my
Harpy
Beldora-
Slayers?
Huh? Say what?
Well, my first question is, do you fight? Are you capable?
I'm capable. Well, actually, hold on. That depends. What are you asking? Am I capable of?
That does not sound promising. You don't have to come with us, but we're gonna go look for that harpy.
I actually wanted to look around this island myself. If you're offering, I'll go with you.
Yeah,
It does mean we're traipsing right by the known location of one of the dragons that was fighting in the sky last night.
Even better. Maybe we can find a way into that observatory.
I would like to look around this library first. The
You
local
see,
library.
Beldora says, I hear there's lots of treasures hidden on this island. And give me an insight check. Whoever's
Anyone,
here
or-
at this table.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm rolling like garbage. It's an 8.
Oh no.
16.
I don't think I've rolled below a 10 this entire session. Apart from the nat 1 Mikayla then said I
A
didn't
9.
need to roll for. Which is a sleight of hand check for bandits.
9. What did Sassuro get?
12.
Okay, I think only Morthos sees this. As Beldora starts talking about hidden treasures, you see her look, like, just very quickly takes a glance at Tarek, kind of very pointedly, and then looks
Like
away.
she thinks he's a hidden treasure?
Maybe. You think...
He's not so hidden.
I will
Just
keep
some-
note of that for now. My eyebrows raised as I stare right at Beldora, who seems to not care for her own life over this one desire for treasure.
It's like I'm good at getting away from trouble. Let's put it that way.
How?
Well,
I'm suspicious.
I mean, I got this lovely lady, points at Nikki, to teleport me to safety.
That's
No.
not. I don't think that is an infinite thing you can just do forever. And getting away from a dragon does not sound like the easiest thing to do.
Well, if you have no confidence in me, then
That's not what I
fine.
said.
She
you wanna
puts on the guilt trip very strong.
Also, that's like really draining, just saying.
No, I know. I just meant, we have options. We all have our ways to avoid danger. Let's just say I'm good at not being there when the danger happens.
Look, you can come with us if you feel up to it. You don't have to. But we don't need you playing the victim card if you're coming.
But if you want to pick a name, apparently we're brainstorming.
Okay. How about this? How about Beldora's boys?
No?
Well, I'm out of ideas then.
How about, last night there was a big storm, and that's when we all came together. How about the Stormborn?
The Stormborn.
That's
Our little group was born out of a storm.
Oh, that's cool.
The documents,
Stormborn.
I had only got to 34. I'd already found a good one. You can see, like, Sassuro's flicking through his book of notes about things he's read. He's like, oh, Stormborn, like that. He knows the last group called the Stormborn died like 1,000 years ago, so he should be alright.
Yeah. Stormborn.
I'm right. The Order of the Dragon
has a good
Wing was
ring
next
to it.
up.
What about Dragon's Keepers?
No, we did that campaign on a Friday.
That already has connotations.
That already happened.
Yes, but I wasn't in it, so it'd be new.
Okay, well, there's 12 harpies and a lover, which makes no sense in this situation, but it's hilarious. Oh, dear.
Well, I like Stormborn. You guys can brainstorm some more.
Well, we've got a week to think about it.
As you guys settle down for breakfast, decide what to do next. I think that's where we will call our first session. Yay! Sorry, you don't level up yet.
Oh,
Why do you think I gave you 5 temp HP so you'll survive level 1?
Oh, yeah. Don't worry, some people keep people level 1
and
for
you
6
earned
episodes.
that too.
MVPs,
Yeah, so
okay,
just
thing?
above table. Beldora is a rogue, so yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
She can do damage.
We saw that,
and
she's
avoid
sneak
damage
attack,
if you want to bring her. Yeah.
Do we
Alright,
MVP?
Yeah,
do you want to
let's
lead that?
do MVPs. I'll just start at. Let's go with Josh.
First of all, I just want to say, first session, great. Me and James were so excited about you DMing for us, Mikayla, and you do not disappoint.
Yeah.
It was really, really great. I really liked everyone's characters. I can't wait to find out more about them and why they're here and their goals and all of this stuff. For like a singular moment, I think I've got to give it to Sassuro clinging to the deck in hopes that I guess if it crumbles away, he's at least attached to a piece of wood.
Yeah, so the idea was that I could float on a piece of wood because he's quite light. So he was hoping he could just hold onto that piece of wood like it was the raft in the Titanic.
Yeah. So that was very fun.
Nice. Matt.
Yeah, I really liked starting another campaign. So much fun. And meeting everyone's characters and eventually seeing why everyone's here, because everyone seems to have their own secretive reasons other than Sassuro for why they're here. As if there's
Maybe
something
Sassuro
going
just
on.
keeps secrets better than everybody else.
Yeah.
Sasha's just a secretive guy.
Yeah, I'm just interested of seeing why everyone's here, because we have no clue yet.
Yeah. James.
I have so many. I will give a minor one to you, and then one other thing. So I really like the fact you got us to describe our characters in initiative order. That was sick. It was so cool.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I forgot my main. Yeah.
Yeah, you can have it. Do you want to go back? Like, what's your main?
Well, I meant my MVP was I forgot was rolling initiative before introducing our characters.
Yeah,
that was
sick.
my MVP.
So cool. And I have to give one to Josh for I shall allow it for message the whisper. Yeah.
Elora.
So I will say I love the beginning of everybody being forced together by a combat. It's like my favorite opening. I love it. That moment where you brought up the picture of the boat and the storm and the dragons, and we all just kind of went, "Whoa!" that was awesome. Loved that. But I'll give my little one is to Sassuro's catchphrase of quietly saying, "Oh no."
He has a few, but that's the first you're going to hear. Well, I'm sure you'll hear the others in time. But yeah, he's... oh no, it tends to be when social interaction is approaching, not imminent death.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I'll go. I just loved seeing everyone's characters, you know. It's so interesting to be on the other end DMing for you guys. So yeah, it was really a nice treat. My little MVP is Nikki going to Sassuro. Are you okay? Just how he's just freaking out in the corner. I love it.
Maybe? Not sure yet.
Yeah. So yeah,
Hello.
I'm very excited to
Say
see
hello.
where you guys go next. Aww. And how the group develops.
Yeah.
as we move forward.
Just before we end, I'll add a couple of little things. The fact that Matt's familiar could probably win in a 1v4 vs right now. Because I don't know about anybody else,
so
but a
good.
1d6 plus 2d6 plus modifier is like my health 4 times over. I liked Josh saying if I had eyebrows, I'd raise them. In response to Elora claiming that she traveled all this way to speak to a statue. And Elora saying, someone pulled a small dragon out of a box. Which was me. But anyway, that's where we're going to end. So if you guys would like to say goodbye.
Bye.
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 We shall see you soon.